Good morning. Yes, I did some adjusting there, and oh boy, it still doesn't look right. I hope I'm in here. Okay, I'm just gonna go look. I don't know why, because I won't be able to tell anyway. I'm just gonna back it up just a little bit. Maybe that'll help. Okay, here we go. Well, this I am making some body butter, and it's especially for Jennifer. So Jennifer, I hope you're watching. Jennifer and I both made the lavender infused oil, where you saw me put my lavender in some olive oil and set and extract it. And we strained it off, and actually this was quite solid, but I took it out earlier. And I want to tell you, one of the ways you can tell you're getting a good olive oil, if you put it in the refrigerator and it does go solid, it's olive oil. If you put it in the refrigerator and it doesn't, it's been messed with. It's not true olive oil. So anyway, on this face cream, and I'm going to put it in the refrigerator while I just talk a little bit, because I don't think it's quite cold enough yet. Anyway, the recipe I'm using for the body butter does not take any emulsifiers like beeswax to thicken it up. And this will be the third body butter that I've made videos of. The first one didn't have the beeswax, the second one did. I like it better without. And they're both nice, but I just like the way it goes on my skin better without that beeswax in it. And so you'd have to just try. But the recipe today, I'm going to tell you, and you're going to adjust it how you want to. It's 1 cup of shea butter, the hard butters that you get. This, I put shea. I also put cocoa butter in it. You can get mango butter. I think there's even avocado butter. But there's different butters, and they're hard. They need to be melted down. And so I use those two. So the recipe that I have called for 1 cup of shea butter. But you can use those others or a combination. Okay, it called for 1/2 cup of coconut oil. This happens to be Dr. Bronner's organic. Okay, and then 1/2 cup of carrier oil, almond, apricot, jojoba, but I'm putting in my lavender oil. And remember, olive oil is a carrier oil. And so this I'm putting in. Then in that amount, which would make 2 cups, you could use 10 to 30 drops of essential oil, and start out low and then add to where you like it. And on the essential oils, lavender goes with a lot. I could have put lavender and rosemary or lavender and orange, but I decided just to go with that. But you could put, you could skip the lavender, even essential oils. And I'm just going to mention a few that are good for skin. Orange, rosemary, geranium, frankincense, orange, sandalwood, ylang ylang, rosewood, pomarosa. The list goes on. And so look and see what you have and what you like the smell of. Okay, now to what I made this morning. I only had a little of the butters left. And so I made it in proportions, and I figured it out ounce-wise. 1 cup is 8 ounces. 1/2 cup is 4 ounces. Well, I only had 2 ounces. But if you just think in parts, this recipe is 1 part, and that's the butter. Then there's, it's made with 1 part, half part, but there's 2 half parts. And so the 2 half parts was my olive oil with the lavender infused in it, and my coconut oil. And that's, so no matter what you have, if you use that proportion, 1 part, half part, you can make it with whatever you have. So I had actually just 2 ounces of this, so I had to go 1 ounce of my olive oil, 1 ounce of my coconut oil, and actually that will make a nice small little batch, even though this has a good long shelf life. It told, let's see, wait just a minute, I'll see, I should have written that down. The shelf life is up to 9 months, but I want to tell you, keep it in the refrigerator. And when I was extracting the lavender in my olive oil, it wasn't refrigerated. It was just sitting on my counter extracting. But once I strained the lavender out of it, put it in the refrigerator. It has to be in. Okay, then I'm going to get this back out. And actually, it still might not be cold enough. You want to really get it cold. And then, so this might not make quite today, but you'll get the idea. And you take, if you had the 2 cups, you know, the 1 part that was the 1 part and the 2 half parts, you would have a lot more volume. And what I would do, I would get my handheld mixer, you know, beater, and whip it up like that, like you're whipping up whipped cream. But since this is just a little bit, I'm going to use the magic wand. And yes, I think it's cold enough, it's getting quite creamy looking. And if for some reason you make this and it's hot in your house and it separates, just whip it and put it in the refrigerator, which you'll want to store in there when you're not using, and just whip it up again. Okay, that's all I'm going to do. It's quite runny just because it wasn't as cold as it should have been, but it made it, and it will go on quite nicely. It will make a wonderful body butter, and it just will go quite smoothly onto your skin. I don't know if you can see that in there, but there it is. And of course it is runny now. And I'm going to put it back in. I'm going to whip it a little more, and then it'll be so nice. Oh, and I just knocked something in it. See, that's not a good thing to do. I don't know what I picked up. Okay, and I had put earlier the essential oil in. And I think mine could use a little more. I started out low, and I'm going to add a few more drops. And I'm going to whip it up just a, and I'm getting that on my counter. I'll have a nice buttered counter. Okay, that's it. Oh yeah. Okay, if you did put rosemary in it, you would have a little bit of rosemary repels insects, so you'd have a little bit of an insect repellent on your body. If you lived in really buggy country, you might want to consider that. So later on, I really am going to whip this up better because it isn't quite cold enough, but I just wanted to tell you what you could do. So 1 part of your butters, your solid butters, half a part of your coconut oil, a half a part of your carrier oils. Let it put it in your refrigerator. Oh, and put the essential oils in at that time. And you can go 10 to 30 drops. Anyway, put it in the refrigerator, let it get nice and hardened, not completely hardened, but on the way, and then whip it up. And you can either use your stick blender or a handheld mixer with the beaters. So that's it for today, but I want to tell you on my chai mix that I made, my masala, a chai masala. Yesterday, I took some out, I put it in my spice grinder, ground it up. I added some cayenne and some other herbs that would go with chicken, and I rubbed my chicken with it, and oh, it was good. Oh, and I added salt to it, and I put it on the chicken. So not only does it work for tea, but you can have a chai chicken. So remember that, and I'll let you go. Have a good day, and thank you for coming. I appreciate all of you, and thank you, my new subscribers, too. Welcome. Welcome to my 80s. So here we go. Have a good day.